أهلا وسهلا. Welcome to another exciting episode of our linguistic exploration. Today you will learn how to talk about anything happening in the present tense using correct Arabic language. We will focus on the prefixes and the suffixes for the present tense. So let's dive in. First of all, let's talk about the prefixes. In Arabic, the prefixes for the present tense convey information about the one or the person who is performing the action. If he is first person, second person, or third person. If you don't know the difference between the first, second, and the third person, you can check the link for the video in the description below. These prefixes are added to the beginning of the verb root, which is technically the past tense, in case you don't know. These are only 4 prefixes: alif, noon, ya, ta. You can combine them together in the word anaytu. It has no meaning as far as I know, but it is just there to help you memorize the prefixes of the present tense. Kindly note that I'm saying all the verbs in the present tense will start with one of these letters. But I'm not saying that any verb which is starting with one of these letters will be in the present tense. There is a big difference. For instance, have a look at these verbs: أكل, نام, يسر, تعب. Each one of these verbs are starting with one of the prefixes of the present tense, although none of them is in the present tense. All of these verbs are in the past tense. I hope it is clear now. Secondly, let's talk about the suffixes, which are letters that going to be added to the end of the verb root. If you remember, we said before that we have 3 main categories for the pronouns: first person, second person, and third person. For example, a verb like yaktub. Let's see the prefixes and the suffixes that should be added to this verb in the present tense with the different pronouns. With أنا, the prefix will be ألف, أكتب, أنا أكتب, and there will be no suffix. With نحن, it will be نكتب. The prefix will be noon and there is no suffix. With أنت for singular male, it will be تكتب. The prefix will be تاء and there will be no suffix. With أنتِ for singular female, it will be تكتبين. The prefix will be تاء and the suffix will be ياء ونون. With أنتما for dwell, it will be تكتبان. The prefix will be تاء and the suffix will be ألف ونون. With أنتم for the plural of males, it will be تكتبون. Prefix will be تاء and the suffix will be واو ونون. With أنتن for plural females, it will be تكتبن. The prefix will be تاء and the suffix will be نون. Do you notice something here? Yes, all the prefixes of the second person are the same. It is تاء. Now let's see the third person. With هو for singular male, it will be يكتب. The prefix will be ياء and there will be no suffix. With هي for singular female, it will be تكتب. The prefix is تاء and there will be no suffix. With هما for the dwell, it will be يكتبان. The prefix will be ياء and the suffix will be ألف ونون. With هم for plural of males, it will be يكتبون. Prefix will be ياء and the suffix will be واو ونون. With هن for plural of females, it will be يكتبن. The prefix will be ياء and the suffix will be نون. Do you notice something with the prefixes for the third person? Yes, all of them are starting with the ياء except for هي. This is the only one that's starting with تاء. One very important note for the third person, that it can be replaced with any noun, such as Ahmad, Muna, the boy and the girl, etc. And the same suffixes and prefixes will apply. So, for example, instead of saying هو يشرب الحليب, I can say أحمد يشرب الحليب, and vice versa. Instead of saying فاطمة تشرب الحليب, I can say هي تشرب الحليب, and vice versa. Instead of saying هن يشربن الحليب, I can say البنات يشربن الحليب, and so on. Remember, These prefixes and suffixes are reflecting the gender and the number of the doer. It's like having a built-in roadmap to the speaker's identity. And now, let's put your newfound knowledge to the test. I'll give you a verb and you'll try to form the present tense with the correct prefix and suffix. Ready? Let's go. The verb is سمع, which means heard, which means this is a verb in the past tense. How would you say we hear? Yes, that's correct. نحن نسمع. How would you say she hears? نعم، هذا صحيح. هي تسمع. How would you say they hear for masculine plural? نعم، هذا صحيح. هم يسمعون. How would you say they hear for dwell? نعم، هذا صحيح. هما يسمعان. How would you say you hear for feminine singular? نعم، هذا صحيح. أنتِ تسمعين. Keep in mind that some verbs in Arabic have irregular forms, so it is essential to be aware of these unique cases. These are verbs such as قال, قضى, قرأ, and so on. We will talk about the irregular verbs in a different video. You have done a fantastic job by reaching this far. Don't forget, practice makes perfect. Shukran for joining us, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. مع السلامة.